Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to be on the fly today. I'm running a little bit late. As you can see, there's about 10 minutes left before the daily starts at 12:30. As promised, we are going to be changing back to the Green Sun Zenith version. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. I may actually need to put the S in there. The Bitter Blossoms were nice, but they don't seem to be doing as much. There we go, that should work. Uh, that being said, the question becomes, do we keep the diamonds? And I like the diamonds, but I don't know exactly if we're going to keep them. Search. Forgot you can't just hit enter. Okay, maybe that's not going to work. But we do have some things that we can change on our own, provided I can get the ability. Yeah, I figured out what that Windows performing slow is. My computer just doesn't like running recording devices. Um, Although you guys can't see that this time. It can only harass me. There we go. We're going to put both of these in. So let's see. We have two Deathrite Shaman. I want a Pride Mage. I think that's how you spell it, Kasali. Hey, look at that. We want the Goyf. Again, the best reason in the world to only have one. We have two Deathrite Shaman. Knights have been nice, but they have not been really doing as much as of late, but I am going to keep it. Let's see. We want the Dryad Arbor. As you can tell, I'm a very slow typer. I've also been up for about 10 minutes. I almost overslept this. So, yeah. Let's see. So that'll work for our Green Sun Zenith for right now. Removal, we want swords. I'm going to take all four. I'm going to take 3 Abrupt Decays, and I'm actually going to leave the pulses to the board. Disruption, I want Liliana and Thoughtseize. I'll be thinking about these hymns a little bit heavier. 3 card selection, which is what I want. 4 Bobs, which are going to be making it in. Let's just go ahead and toss these over into the creature category. So what we have up in the air right now are all of these cards over there. So we have the Stoneforge package, which is 5 cards in itself. The 3 of those, I want the Maze back. In which case, the Arbor plus the Maze gives me a good reason to get rid of the 2 Horizon Canopies, which I've been wanting to for a long time. All right, so we are, if we separate this into black and white, very heavy. Oh, you get back over there. Into the black category. There's our pure green. So, although this also counts over there, but this is just comparing the black and white. Green is the most highest used color, so that'll be good there. I don't think I'll need a 3rd Deathrite Shaman, so I don't think I want one. I have 60 cards like this. That's not the worst. What would I do with the extra cards? I'd like card advantage stuff. I've got about 7 minutes to figure this out. We'll go back to that. I do want the Duress. The Blind Obedience, I still want to get a shot to try it, but it seems like we're not really able to. But that may have just been because we were as we were. I'm pretty sure I have something else that has blind in it. Hey, look at that. Add 4 to sideboard. I only have 3. Wow, knew that. No, that was not me being surprised. Let's count this out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things that will die from that. So far, nothing in the board but this. Yeah, Golgari Charm is the option. There's no real thing that's going to take advantage. This will also help deal with the Sensei Divining Tops that have been all over the place. Surgical Extraction, this I'm keeping. I do want to keep the 2 Pulses. They're kind of our pseudo deeds, since deeds are like 60 ticks online. And I think I'm actually just going to cut down one of these. And you know what? I think over these, I'm going to take the bitter blossoms. They're good versus... Oh, wow, missed an S. And I'm going to delete the... Oh, no. Can't type. Told you that. I think I'm going to go ahead and delete the... Or they're good for the control matchup. There we go. I knew I was thinking something. So what are we thinking here? What are we missing? We're missing something to be able to deal with the Shardless Bug, Jund, and basically cast multiple spells a turn deck. And Canonist would be an option. We could replace Blind Obedience with Canonist. How many Canonists do I have? I don't even think that's how I'm supposed to spell that. I think there's only one N. Let me go over to my handy dandy list over here of cards that I used to play all the time. Yep. And I think I'm going to go 2 Canonists and 1. We're going to go back to the tracker. Openwald Mystics. Yeah, that's actually the set that I used to draft a whole bunch when I actually enjoyed drafting. We're going to ditch these. Yes. And I'm going to save this. All right, so we have 60-15. I'm going to go register. I'll be right back. All right, and we are registered. So let's take a look at this. I know people are like, oh my God, you're still keeping the Moxes. Why haven't you gotten rid of the Moxes? And all I have to say to that is, hey, I like them. If you don't like them, that's fine, but I like them. They've been doing a lot of work. They've been accelerating as need be, and in this version, if I remember correctly, they were doing a lot more. But I do not remember perfectly, seeing as the last time that I played with everything was a while ago. Maybe I should have just taken the 3 basics. We'll take the 3 basics and we'll move from there. Plains, swamp, forest. Hey, worked out. All right. So this is what we're running with. We have a way to get rid of counterbalances all over the place. Jace is an issue. Maybe we want to think about that. Since I can't just type in Sophie. It'd be nice if we could like assign nicknames to cards. It'd be make things a lot easier. So we toss this in here. And we just hit save, because that's just how we're going to roll today. We're going to pull a 61er. Actually, I'm going to cut down one of these, and then I'm going to save. So that'll shorten up the amount of things. We now have 5 different ways to accelerate to a turn 3 play. So that'll be something to keep in mind. It's no longer 3 Mox. There's more equipment in here than I'd like, just because the equipment requires creatures. We have 15 creatures. And that's it. We have those 15. Those 15 are all that we get. This is more so our way to deal with Jace. So, yeah. That's a thing. Maybe I should just... No, it's going to stay that. If you hit them with something, you might as well hit them with something hard. Although if we're running this, maybe Birds of Paradise would be a good option here. So 1 Birds of Paradise over... 1 Deathrite shot. No. I guess we're going to be getting rid of the Moxes. Okay, so for the 3rd Mox, let's go ahead and save this. A creature. Let's go Troll Ascetic. Now, I know what you're thinking. What in the world has possessed me to put a Troll Ascetic into the deck? Well, apparently nothing, because I don't have one. I'm going to pause this and rejoin. We maybe... All right, we made it in. Oh, I cut you guys off mid-sentence. I said we may be going with 1 Mox. There's about a minute left. 1 Mox isn't going to be the end of us. It's just something to get up to turn 3. We're going to have to think about something to replace this. I don't want to put a Pulse in because it's going to make it to be way too much removal. And we're here for round 1, so we're just going to run with this. You guys get an intro into it. I'll put a skip ahead in the video. I'm going to adjust the audio levels, that way I don't piss everybody off all the time. I am going to keep this hand as well because this is not a bad hand. So no, we're not going to mulligan to 6. I'll put a skip ahead. I said I forget what they're called now. An annotation. There we go. In the intro to actually skip ahead, or maybe I'll break this up. We'll find out. Either way, it'll be interesting. I mean, you guys aren't going to get a, oh, okay, so it's Canadian Thresh. Not the greatest hand for a Canadian Thresh game. Looks like he did mulligan to 6, which is good for us. That means less chance of counters, better chance of him having force of will to die. We're going to Thoughtseize him. What I'd like for him to do is to actually, Termagoyfs. So the creature heavy hand. All right. Good hand to keep the Stoneforge there. So we're gonna be. He's got a forked bolt. That means that if we play Bob this turn, we're gonna be killing the Termagoyf. So we're gonna take 6 from this thing no matter what. Probably 9. Stoneforge Mystic can go and get Jit. Come on. Yep. So we need this to go get. We can get a Savannah. If we get a Savannah, because he doesn't have a Wasteland. I don't think he had a Wasteland. Let me scroll up here real quick. Delta Strand. Okay, so he's got a Delta in his hand and the Forked Bolt. Should just, bam. All we need to remember now is Polluted Delta. And actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and get a basic forest. I don't need him wastelanding us. That means that will win the game all on its own. So, basic forest. And we have to kill this thing. Then we can play the Stoneforge Mystic. That'll go get the Jit. We need to kill that thing. He's got 1 X card in hand. We know 2 of them. It's Forked Bolt and Polluted Delta. Come on. There we go. There's the Polluted Delta. Now, land me? Caracas. Okay, that changes things a little bit. I'm going to go get the Knight. What Knight does is it allows me to deal with this. He can't Forked Bolt it. He has to actually counter it, which I think he may have drew the days. Okay. So be it. We're going to go down to 8. We're a lot lower than I'd actually like to be. And as possibilities of things that we can do. This is a sorcery, so if I get another land, next turn I play Bob and Stoneforge. Unless I get, yep. Let's see if he drew another. So I'm going to get the Bayou here, and we're going to go like this. So that can't counter this unless it's a Spell Pierce. If you rip twice in a row, I'll understand. But I won't be happy about it. Good rips, good rips. So he's got the Forked Bolt in hand. We know that. I think we lose. Let's see. We take 2 here. We're going to go down to 1 guaranteed. If he's got Burn in his hand now, that's something as well. These are great rips. It's a Goyf. Alright. Well, that makes things more complicated. So what do we got? We got the Thoughtseize. That'll put us in. That'll kill us, essentially. I think we have to risk this. I could go without showing him, but I'd rather show him and have him adjust into being, you know, everything that he can be. And we're going to have to hope for a good guy Bob twice in a row. As well as a removal spell. There's the Forked Bolt. Yep. Oh, you did one to me. Never mind. I didn't think about that. This is what happens when you haven't played in a long time. Alright. 2 things that you are guaranteed not to beat. One of them is the top deck, 2 of them is Fate. Or the second of them is Fate. Yeah, this is what happens when I've been awake for like all of 10 minutes. Moving forward. Well, I do want this, ironically. I don't want to let him get too far ahead. I'm going to pull the pulses because they'll be able to kill things. I'm going to leave the Sophie in there and the Jit and the Batter Skull. Yeah, I'm going to leave all three of those in there. I'm going to pull out two Thoughtseizes. What else? I think two Thoughtseizes and a bird. No. I do want this, though. We'll pitch it. I'm going to leave the sword in there because it gives me protection from not only his burn, but it gives me, only with the bird. What did we pull? Two Thoughtseizes is more than, oh, the Pride Mage. There we go. That'll work. Is that not? Oh, that's 58 cards. Well, I can't count. Is there anything else up here that we want? No, not really. No, no. The hymns don't seem like a bad idea. But if that's the case, I think I go with 1 and 1, but I don't really want that. I think I'm just going to keep the Mox. And we'll go Tracker. Because that'll let things that are going to die fight. That's cute. That's only cute. Let's leave cute at home. The hard question is, do I split this video into two, or do I just stick an annotation in? I think I'll keep this. We'll go 3. Yes, I'd like to play first. All right, so we have a first turn library. I'm keeping this hand. If he's got a Force of Will, he'll be down on lands. So I'm going to let him do it this way first. Dare. One of. All right, so our library hit. That's a good thing. We have removal for anything but a mongoose. We have protection from just about everything. Although he's probably got artifact and enchantment destruction. So the good news is that he doesn't have a way to deal with this right now. All right, ponder. Guess what? I get to ponder too, except for mine doesn't shuffle. It gives me extra cards at the cost of life. What are we looking for? We're looking for a creature and a land. And I will take 4 damage for that. A good creature and a land. All right, there's our land. Let's go ahead and change this to stop asking us and just do it. Nike. That's right. That is exactly what I'm looking for, and not at all. I think in this case, I'm actually just going to take the Marsh Flats. I will be going back for the Knight, but I don't want to run it right in. I do. I'm a liar. I'll be following exactly what I said. I should be taking this as well, but that's too bad. So we're going to go and get basic planes. So we've dealt 5 damage to ourselves. That makes his job a lot easier. And we're going to run this out here. And the main reason we're just running it out here is because if he dazes, he goes back to 1 land. That's a second turn with this that I get a chance. And we're also on the play, which makes this basically we've now just gone ahead and moved ourselves to the draw. Yes, there are only 14 creatures left in the deck, but I'm a little bit away from being able to prop this down. He's only got this 1. I've got a swords for any creature that he plays outside of a goose. I mean, we're in a pretty good situation here. Bob and Jit. Choose 2 cards. I'm going to put the swords back as well as the Jit and structure it like this so that I only end up taking a little bit of damage. I am going to let him know I've got this swords and put this Bob down. So it's another thing that he has to get rid of. We'll be getting the swords no matter what next turn. So we're in great shape, essentially. Like there's no other way to put it. I would have liked to have had the no, you want a blue, so you can, yeah. I was going to say, so you can brainstorm. I know what he's doing. I know what the plan is. I've been feeling a lot better about this. I should have noticed the dark band deck a lot sooner. I mean, you see a deck, it shows you green and white, and the, what the crap? The Scrib Sprite, there we go. I kept wanting to say the other sprite, the 1/1 green flyer sprite. Now I'm forgetting its name. So Bob should be dying. Yeah, things were rough there. This control game with me having a library should not suit him. Although if I don't find anything, it will suit him. That's just a reality of it. So there's a Thoughtseize. You can take a look at his hand, but it'll cost me 2 more life. I'd like a shuffle effect is what I'd like. Um, do I go for another? Yeah, I think I'm going to try and go for another days. So I'm going to keep the, what do I want to keep in hand? I'm going to keep the swords. Removal is always a good thing to have. So we'll put it like this just in case something happens to this. And we'll pop this down. I know there was the option to just do absolutely nothing, but yeah, okay, so what that tells us is that he doesn't have another days. Or he just doesn't care about this, he's waiting for creatures. Yeah, probably should have led with this as bait. It's a scary thing, hopefully, for him. The unfortunate thing is that we're still short. I may have to actually take another 4 damage, which I don't want to do. But I guess we do have some life gain on top. Oh, I won't be greedy. I've got 2 removal spells. Unless I see a goose, I'm going to hold off on caring. Hey, look at that. We have the same amount of land. If I were him, I would get rid of this. So there's that. We'll kill that next turn. Yep. And a bird of paradise. That is interesting. I think step 1 is still killing the Goyf. So let's go ahead and go for the Goyf. Goyf's gone. Alright. No Spell Pierce. I'm not playing the bird because I want to be able to play and equip. I don't want him to be able to fork bolt me. That'll also put it out of range of pretty much him being able to deal with it. So, yeah. Second Goyf. No problem. And a Delver. Okay. Well, come his end step. There's the Goyf. The bird will have Pro Blue, so that's one way of dealing with things. There's a Bog. I'm going to keep the Thoughtseize. I'll risk taking the damage from the Delver. We're just going to take a look here. Try and make sure it's safe for this bird. See, look at that. Mind Harness. And he's got a little goose. Well, I need this bolt gone. And I don't want him to Mind Harness my bird. So, next turn I will play and equip the bird. I will bog him so his goose will be small. That should scare him away from doing much of anything. So, we've dodged the Mind Harness, we've dodged the bolt, we've taken a bit of extra damage. We should be okay though. Yep, there's the goose. Again, not intimidating until a 3/3. So let's see, what are we worried about here? Well, we're worried about Stifle. Let's see, we know what we want here. And we're not going to pay extra life for them. Let's just find out if he's got a Stifle. I don't think he's got a Stifle. I don't think that a Stifle would be the greatest thing in the world. So, we're up to 4 mana. That's the good thing. We're still 1 away from this. Bird of Paradise. Have you ever been terrified of a Bird of Paradise before? No? You are now. Alright. So that's our turn. We know that his hand consists of a Mind Harness, which can't touch this anymore, and an unknown card. We can shoot the Delver at will. We can race this. We'll have another creature for it, but we need to not play that creature. It'll make his Mind Harness a little bit better. That's fine. A Wasteland here. He's got the lands. He should be doing that, yeah. So we're down back to 3, but he can't do anything is the important thing. We're buying more time with this library, depending on what we see here, and an Abrupt Decay. I think we just play the Jit. And then next turn, we keep the Abrupt Decay. So we'll make him think that we have another Swords. That's why I'm tapping that over this. It makes it look like if he does have Destruction that we have an answer to his guys. The question becomes, do we swing? And the answer to that right now is no. And in which case, I should have left up the black, kept the Abrupt Decay, and gone from there. But next turn, I can equip and start swinging in and dealing 2 damage to him. And it's something else that he has to deal with. So, since we're equipping, I think that we just actually, we're going to put the Deathrite Shaman out there, the Abrupt Decay up. We're going to equip up. Now we're going to do it this way. Cancel that. We're going to do it that way. This way, it still looks like it, but he can't be 100% sure. If we weren't swinging, then we'd actually do it. So, all right. Let's just pop this down. This, I actually am going to kill the Delver. I don't want to take an extra 3 damage. And his life total will drop. So, we now have enough to gain some life back. This I expect to get Mind Harness. I almost said Mind Snared. So I'm expecting that to go over to his side of the field. The good news is that once it's over there, I can just Abrupt Decay the Mind Harness and we don't have to worry about it anymore. The question becomes, oh, he's just going to bolt it. Interesting. Saving the harness for something good, eh? That's not a problem. I'll lose 1 life. We're gaining a bunch of life a turn. I have a way to kill off just about everything. There's a Green Sun Zenith. And yeah, I'm going to take the Green Sun Zenith. And also take this. Wait, I just completely... Yup. These things happen. Might as well shuffle. We're going to get rid of the 2 cards that I did want. We have all the equipment. We'll still look. Can't Mind Harness that one. See, this is why you should have Mind Harnessed the other guy. So this is going to deal damage to him. We have a bunch of counters. We now have access to that. During his upkeep, I'll fetch. I'm going to do it during his upkeep. That way, if he wants to stifle, he'll be short a land. Although he's got 5 lands, it doesn't matter. And we're getting a basic forest. All right. And we have a bunch of counters on here. So I think that we're in a very good situation. If we're not, we're in serious trouble, is all I can say. So I'm actually going to put this back to be Bob's or Swords Bob, and that's because once I hit with this, it will deal an extra little bit of damage. So let's see, this is 4 plus 8, that's 12. We're just going to get the damage on him. So next turn we'll take 1. We still have the Abrupt Decay, which I will be keeping up. We're going to pop the Bob down like this. If he hasn't figured it out yet, he is dead. Unless he does have a way around this, so to speak. Although I should have left this up. That way, end of turn, I could have popped this in. That's my bad. But maybe he thinks that I took it out. Okay. A lot of this is just me not having played for a long time. Let's move this over, this over, this over, this over, and this over. All right. So on the draw, on the draw, I definitely want to keep this because it gives me a chance to ramp up. The removal, I do want to keep. Thoughtseize still good in this situation. Is there anything in here that I want? Not really. Not really at all. We're just going to go. And I have a much slower hand. This I can't keep. I can't keep this hand because I can't react to anything on his side. Although, if he doesn't play a first turn creature, we'll see if he mulligans. So here's the theory. If he doesn't play a first turn creature, I can wasteland him at the end of my turn or the beginning of his, depending on if he's at the land open. He did mulligan. I'm going to keep this now. So if he's got a first turn creature, I can't wasteland him. Oh, we still got that stop there. If he doesn't do anything, I'm going for this. You have a stifle. Ah, he's got a stifle. That's the worst. Should have played the stifle game. Alright, so we're in very bad shape now. Oh, I guess he is on the play now. That was bad on my part. There's a ponder. If he doesn't find a land, we wasteland him. Otherwise, we try and land the birds. But it is a green source. If he doesn't have a second green source, then we wasteland him. Or if he goes and fetches a red source, for instance, we wasteland him. And then the next turn we go to land the birds, which he'll most likely daze. And chose to shuffle his library. How greedy were you? Second green source. Okay. Well, there went the plan. Let's get the daze. Daze or spell pierce? What do you have? Alright. We did get the daze. So next turn, we try for library, provided we get this off. The good news is that he apparently does not have a creature. Otherwise, he's got a Goyf, which is bad. Bad for us. There's instant creature, there's a Goyf. Bad for us. Alright, but we've got a daze in the yard. We get the ability to fetch. I am going to be fetching. I'm going to get basic forest, and I'm going to really count hard on this getting us another land. So, yeah. We are on defense, if you have not figured out. And that is not good for us. That's not a good place for us to be. There's a big, big thing on the other side. We're limited in our colors. That's even worse. Yeah. All right. So we're in bad shape. We need something now. Although we'd be in even worse shape if I had fetched a non-basic. Ooh, that's coming up quick. Alright, Bob is not always what I want to see, ever. There is another land there. I'm going to put these two back. Well, let's see. If I... Do I count on a second stifle is the thing? No. I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to try. Alright, so we got that off. Not counting on a daze. I can take another 4. Did you draw another daze? Don't draw another daze. Don't be that guy. You drew well in the first game. Give me this game to draw well. Got a library, for Christ's sakes. By the way, common statements and whatnot, such as For Christ's sakes. Oh, he's looking for one. Okay, so he's got a brainstorm. Yeah, it's a good call to look for one. Because if I get a batter skull, your entire attack stops. If your entire attack stops, that's even worse for you. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a black land. Let's go. Yes. So he probably found removal. You're going to die. He's going to beat in for 7, 8. Eesh. Red land? No red land yet. The suspense is killing me. Come on. You brainstormed. You should be thinking about this ahead of time. I'm the only one with an excuse here. All right. So you're dead. Goodbye. It was nice knowing you. All right. So there's 8. Can we come back from this? Let's see. He's got 1 card in hand. The next card, ooh, that's pretty bad. What can we do about this? There's a swords. I need the land too is the problem. So if I play the land, swords the Goyf, and the bird, if this doesn't flip, this will flip. He just brainstormed. What am I thinking? So this will flip. So that's 3. I'm forced to block. But if I play the Bob, Bob blocks. I get to look at the next couple of cards, provided if this is a bird spell on top of his deck, I'm done. I need the land and the swords, though. I can't take damage. I can only stop a little bit of it, so I can't take both. So I have to swords the Goyf and play the bird. And then hope that there's... What? What can I hope that there is on the top of the deck? Let's see. We swords the Goyf. Or maybe we block the Goyf. Swords the Delver. We don't want that to be a counter either. We'd get hit with the Goose. The next turn we get the land. And we don't have anything. Yeah, we're dead. We are dead. Am I missing a play here? Let's just see. I have 2 lands. I need 2 of these cards. That puts me to 1. 2 of these cards buy me enough time to be able to... If I had 1 of these in hand, I could live to the next turn. If I take the swords, I can swords the Goyf, block the Delver. Then the next turn, take the land. And die. Like, I can't play the Bob without the land. I think we're dead. I'm pretty sure we're dead. If I don't take the swords, what happens? I have to play 2 guys, they just die. If I take the swords, I have to play the bird, and I can't take the land. Yeah, we're dead. Yep, there's another land. That would not have won it. Earlier it would have won it, but we could not keep lands. He did Wasteland 1 and Stifled another. Should have played the Stifle game with him. I honestly didn't think that he would still have it. But that's my fault for not playing the Stifle game. I know these things, and I'm not doing them anymore. So let's see. We lost 2 lands. If we had had 2 lands, we would have had the bird out. Bird could have been equipped with sword. Bob would have ended up blocking the Goyf. or we would have been able to swords the Goyf. Bob would have blocked here. The Elver wouldn't have swung in. So maybe we would have double blocked the Goose. I wonder what the top card of his library was. Yeah. Either way, nothing we could have done there. At least we were smart enough to go fetch out a basic and not a colored land. Although this one hurt a lot. So, yeah. Canadian Thresh. I think I will break this up a little bit. It's been about 40 minutes, and yeah. We'll see how long it goes. All right. Talk to you all in a little bit. Bye-bye.